Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 1 of a live episode
Yeah.
here with Crunch Time. Yeah, we're trying it out. This is our first one. We're recording this on a Thursday. Obviously, that is when episodes usually drop. But yeah, some things going on this week. That long week for both of us. So this was the only day we can fit it in. We're going live, and we're trying this format out. So, Sam, how are you doing today, my friend?
Man, this is exciting. Episode 200, Tanner. We have absolutely
Woo!
done it. Seems
Woo!
like yesterday we were just celebrating our 100th episode. So super excited. We had an awesome weekend in football. So super excited for this episode and pumped to get started.
Yeah, no doubt. But as always, I'm Tanner Dislin. That's Sam Gotzi. We are the N32620. Let's get right into it. As you said, a lot to talk about, but I feel like this episode's going to be really talking about pretty much only football because some things did go on in the MLB postseason that we can talk about at a later date. But Sam, where do you want to start? I think I know what you're going to say, but where do you want to start?
Yeah, I think everyone wants to talk about the incredible story of the Indiana Hoosiers finally encapsulating that championship. What a story, Tanner.
It's an unbelievable story. Like everyone just says these buzzwords, like it's unbelievable or crazy or unprecedented. It's literally unbelievable. After they won, I sat there and I had to like rationalize. Not that it's a bad thing, obviously. You know, us, we're big time. We think it's good for the sport when other teams get involved, and it's not always the same culprits. I think a lot of people would argue with that somehow. But it's just insane that literally 3 years ago, that would have been the most outlandish take you've ever heard, is that Indiana is winning the college football playoff.
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned it a couple times over this college football playoffs, how crazy this run has been. And we even mentioned Iowa. If a couple years ago you would have told somebody Iowa would be a national champion over Indiana, 99 out of 100 people would say Iowa would win a natty before.
Yeah,
So
I think I even may have said it. At least 99% would say Iowa football is more likely to win than Indiana football. I think if you asked college sports fans, more people would say Iowa basketball
that's
is
right.
more likely to win than Indiana football. That's how bad they are. And someone came up with the perfect analogy for like how crazy this story is in the basketball side of things. This is the same as if Nebraska ball went on to win. Never had, Nebraska basketball obviously is nothing historically.
Yeah.
They're a pretty good team this year, having great success, obviously still undefeated as we record this. And they've never won a postseason game in the tournament. And that's the level of historical ineptitude we're talking about with Indiana.
Yeah.
And they're national champions, Sam. That is just insane.
Yeah, it was. And I feel like we haven't had a great national championship in a very, like, it seems we haven't had a great natty in a while. And this one lived up to the expectations. It was back and forth for like majority of this game. Miami's defense, which we harped on all season, how good and elite that defense was, rattled Mendoza in that first half. I think when the tides turned was that block punt.
Absolutely.
Insane block punt. That's when the tide kind of turned. But as good as Indiana was, Miami put one hell of a fight up, and
Miami played a tough football game. That defense, specifically that pass rush, my Lord, Bain was
Bain's
unbelievable in this game, man. He was unbelievable. And they were just constantly in the backfield. they had like 4 or 5 sacks, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like just an incredible performance from the Miami defensive line. What a unit they are. Bain will make a lot of money playing on Sundays. And yeah, like you said, I mean, obviously, I feel like the mind immediately goes to TCU Georgia when we talk about blowout national title
Yeah.
games. That was like 56-7 or something. Last year's, I think the final score was close, and there was a moment where Ohio State threw a bomb to seal the game. I think they had a multiple possession lead at different points throughout that game,
Yeah.
or Notre Dame came back and made it close. But yeah, this game was close throughout. You mentioned I feel like there are two major plays that won Indiana this championship.
Yeah.
Number one, the block punt.
Yeah.
We talked about it. Number two, Mendoza, 4th and 5.
Yeah.
Touchdown run.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the story surrounding Mendoza has been we haven't seen that Heisman moment. There you have it. Just an unbelievable run. The pictures from it were insane. So yeah, absolutely. It was literally those two plays, and then obviously how the game ended. But
yeah, I guess the interception. And I may also throw in some of the 3rd and 4th down Becker. Is Charlie Becker?
Yeah,
Charlie Becker.
I believe so.
Back shoulder throws.
Insane.
The same thing over and over again, and it's just impossible to stop. Becker is very good at that. It seems seemingly automatic. Mendoza puts in the right spot every time. But I don't think this was Indiana's best game. I think Indiana will tell you it wasn't their best game. But at the end of the day, they were incredibly clutch on 3rd and 4th down. They had a game-changing special teams play. Their defense had a game-sealing turnover. They played complete football as they've done all year to complete a 16-0 season.
Insane. And reminder,
surely that's the first team to ever go 16-0, right? Because
it has to be, right?
Yeah, because last year was the first 12-team playoff.
Yeah,
and Ohio State had 2 losses.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, and he did it with a bunch of JMU transfers. I mean, we all saw the stat of how many 4 stars and 5 stars were compared. Well, I mean, this is hands down the craziest sports story of all time, right?
I think it is. I mean, it is. At the very, very minimum, this is the greatest turnaround in college sports history. It's probably the greatest turnaround in sports history. The greatest story. I mean, for my money, I don't know what's. I mean, it's every layer you peel off of this, it just gets more and more crazy, insane, ludicrous, unbelievable, whatever adjective you want to throw in there. And I'm running out of words to describe it. I truly am.
I mean, let's just hit the rewind button. The first moment we saw Kirk Cignetti was at the Indiana, I believe they were playing Purdue in basketball at Assembly Hall.
Yes.
He basically says F Purdue and F Michigan and Ohio State too. Got the crowd riled up in that one, and then the introductory presser, he goes, "I win, Google me," and damn, did he back that up.
And that's the next layer to this. That's, again, I'm going to use the U word, unbelievable. Not only did he turn around the losingest program in college football history in just 2 years, mind you, also last year they made the playoff. So we're not talking about a team that was like, they were a good team last year. They completely turn around really in 1 year. Obviously in 2 years, win the title.
Yeah.
But no one has done that quick and talked so much smack along the way and backed it up quicker than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
The I win stuff, the Google me, after they there was some stuff with that in like Ohio State after Ohio State beat them last year. talked a little ish about it, and obviously coming back and beat Ohio State this year, beat everybody in their way, beat Oregon and Alabama
Yeah.
by like I think it was 36 and 35 points. That's
Yeah.
71 total points they beat them to. Just I can't I don't know what else to say. Unbelievable stuff. Kurt Signetti is about as good as it gets right now, and this is proof. It's so tough. And we're talking about the head coaching cycle, like, oh, valuing loyalty, which is true. I don't take any of that back. But then at the end of the day, this just simply proves that any program is just one hire away.
Yeah.
One hire away.
Yeah. It truly is. It has changed the landscape of Division I sports as we know it. And you got, like you said, one hire, you can be competing for a national championship in 2 years.
Crazy.
And I think that's going to put a lot of pressure on all these new guys we're seeing. But I mean, there has been an alliance of sorts between Iowa and Indiana. Tanner, I gotta admit, I was screaming, Hoosiers when they blocked that punt, dude. Because the way Miami's defense came out and just smacked around Mendoza, I was like, okay, this is a reality check. It's just couldn't be two more complete styles of football. And no, is an awesome game. Miami had some issues with penalties. I think that was a huge reason why Indiana took advantage of a lot of those. And if you're Miami, you gotta be looking at the 7 flags for 60 yards.
Yep.
Never a recipe for success.
Yep, including a face mask on a 3rd and 17, I believe, to give Indiana another shot. But yeah, I mean, obviously, as much as we talk about how SEC is weird for kind of rooting within their conference, I do feel like we do need to defend ourselves here. This wasn't a Big Ten. Trust me, there's nobody on earth who was rooting for Washington harder than I was when they played Michigan.
Yeah.
And I would even argue Notre Dame, even though I don't love Notre Dame. I like them more than Ohio State, I got to be honest. But this Indiana team is just so fun. They're such a good story. And like we said, I like when new teams, new programs, new coaches, new players win. I just do.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see. And yeah, it's an awesome story. Hoosier football is all the way back. I saw something, and I wanted to just bring this up as well. Indiana almost hired a different basketball coach as well a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if you happen to see who that was.
No.
They almost hired Dusty May from FAU, now at Michigan. Can you imagine if Dusty May and Kurt Signetti were both at Indiana?
Yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah. So that would have been, if you're an Indiana fan, obviously that would have been insane. Something tells me you're not losing too much sleep over it. And that's nothing against Darian DeVries. But yeah, it puts a bow on the 2025-2026 college football season. Started all the way back in September, and it might have even been August. It might have even been August.
Yeah.
And it started for me in Atlanta. I was at the kickoff games in Atlanta, and it's just crazy to look back and be like, wow, this season's already over.
Yeah.
And it also is worth mentioning that that's 3 straight titles for the Big Ten. And
it just means more.
3 straight championship winning teams that had to play the Iowa Hawkeyes that season. 2 years ago in the Big Ten championship game, Iowa played Michigan. Last year in Columbus, Iowa played Ohio State.
Yeah.
And this year, obviously, we all know the screen pass heard around the world.
Yeah.
When Iowa played Indiana. So
yeah,
some are saying that it just means more in the Big Ten, as Sam said. But You got any other notes to wrap up? I mean, the championship game, the playoff, the season as a whole. I mean, it's been quite the ride, and at the end of
Yeah.
the day, the most dominant team all season long, the 16-0 only undefeated team, the Indiana Hoosiers,
Yep.
hoist the trophy.
Yeah. I mean, it was a blast. I like you kind of said, it's awesome seeing these new teams. It's not your Alabamas, your Ohio States. We're seeing a lot of new teams, and I think that's just going to continue. I think Indiana winning it is one of the best things that has happened in this current day and age. If you donate and you get the right hire, anybody can win.
Yep.
And I think that doesn't just apply to college football. I think it applies to every collegiate sport, really. So it's going to be interesting how this changes the whole landscape of college sports as we know it.
2 words: support, leadership.
Yeah,
If you go 2 for 2, you have a chance.
You got a good
to make
shot.
The title. You have a really good shot, and Indiana is evidence of that.
Yeah.
What a season!
Yeah,
what a fun
absolutely.
season. But that's a wrap on college football. And to your point, Sam, Indiana had a pretty damn good couple weeks in the portal as well. So something tells me they'll be back.
Yeah.
They will be back.
Absolutely.
But that wasn't the only thing happening over the weekend with an asterisk, because of course the national championship game is played on Monday night. When else would it be played? We had the NFL Divisional Round, Sam. And oh boy, did we have some awesome games.
Yeah.
Do we just go in chronological?
I think we
order?
go in chronological.
All right, so we start in Denver. One of the weirder, awesome football game. One of the weirder conclusions then aftermath of the conclusion I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In sports history, because the Denver Broncos won a close game, 33-30. Bo Nix led a nice drive, got down to field goal range in overtime. They hit the field goal. They're celebrating. Denver's moving on. Denver's the 1 seed, of course, so they're hosting no matter what. Not 5 minutes after it goes final, Schefter, Rappaport, you name it, they came out and said, Bo Nix has a broken ankle.
Yeah.
And he will need surgery, out for the rest of the year. And I frankly didn't know what to think.
Yeah, that was insane. I was kind of lost of words when that got announced. It sucks. Bo Nix has been a great quarterback for the Broncos all year. I mean, they're 15-3 going into this weekend. Has played incredible. Is definitely one of the best quarterbacks in this league, and seeing him go down with an injury like that's always shitty. But yeah, I just doesn't really, and we all saw the video of him supposedly getting injured. I don't know about you, but I didn't see it.
Didn't see anything. Watched the last entire drive. Didn't see anything. Watched him walk off. Looked like nothing but a tired quarterback who had been getting tackled all day. Certainly didn't look like surgery was necessary at any point. Complete and utter shock to everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that means it is Jared Stidham in the AFC Championship game for the Denver Broncos. We'll obviously see how that goes. But the other thing to talk about in this one, Sam, Josh Allen and the Bills. Obviously, they're a complete football team. There's more to the Bills than Josh Allen, but there also isn't more to the Bills than Josh Allen. And simply put, he was not good.
Yeah. Y'all know I'm a Josh Allen fan. He's one of my favorites in the NFL. He played like crap. I mean, we can talk about what he did in throughout the game, and he did not play his best game. But when it comes down to it, you get your defense makes a stop in overtime. You get the ball back and you end up throwing a pick. That's just something that can't happen. And this was the year that the Bills had the best shot with guys like Patrick Mahomes out. It just seemed like it could be the Bills' year if they just somehow figure out a way. And while while I don't think it's 100% on Josh Allen, it's hard to not put a lot of the blame on him.
Yeah, he was not good today, and there's a lot of what's the word, chatter around his supporting cast, which obviously I would argue it's kind of a double-edged sword to where this was the year you mentioned no Lamar, no Burrow, no Mahomes, although no Burrow is starting to become commonplace.
Yeah.
But none of the big monster quarterbacks in the AFC. You're dealing with Drake May, Bo Nix, all of them. And but then at the same time, like I don't think this is the best Bills team that's ever been assembled.
Yeah.
So those two things were fighting each other. To be honest with you, I thought the supporting cast for the Bills gave them about everything they could have hoped for. And simply put, Josh cannot have 4 turnovers. He just can't. He even fumbled another time that was not lost, but he just was not good enough. And the play in particular that really, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's not the Josh Allen I know, was at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
When he fumbled, gave Denver the ball. I mean, they recovered with like 20 seconds left in field goal range, gave him three free points. I believe Buffalo, it was either a tie game. Buffalo may have been up 3. Denver scored a touchdown right before that with like 40 seconds left. So literally in 40 seconds of game clock, like that, Denver was down 10 or 7 or whatever it was at half. Or excuse me, Buffalo was down at half. And it was just a complete and utter, just the game flipped completely in 40 seconds. And that can't happen. That was a turnover, obviously, on Josh Allen. So he just simply put was not good enough. And like, obviously he's going to get you when you're the quarterback as good as he is, when you're a quarterback that has a former MVP, when you're a quarterback that loses any game you did not play well enough, he's going to get flack for it. That's okay. And he just wasn't good. He knows he wasn't good. He knows he wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't good enough. He just wasn't. Denver's a fantastic defense.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't want Josh Allen on my team anymore. He's great. He's awesome. He's amazing. Just wasn't good enough today.
Yeah.
And that happens.
There's a lot of talk about Josh Allen not being the elite of elite anymore, which in my opinion is just
if you think that
false.
Shut up.
That's insane.
With all due respect to Brandon Cooks, you think that final interception would have gone different?
Yeah.
That was if they went out and traded for AJ Brown, who obviously is at odds with the Eagles right now. If they went out and kept Stephon Diggs instead of trading him wherever they did, if they went out and signed, whoever, someone that's not 38 years old and bigger than 6 foot, probably make that catch.
Yeah.
With all due respect to Brandon Cooks, that's probably a better way to go. So, but at the end of the day, too many turnovers and a bad play to end the first half. But Sam, this game ended with a lot of referee interference. Yeah. A lot of chatter. Give me your thoughts.
To be honest, I've kind of missed that conversation. I've been hearing a lot more about what's going on in the Bills front office. So fill me in on what's the chat. Oh, hand up. I know exactly what you're talking about. The catch or no catch.
Catch versus pick. And then on the Broncos drive after they got the ball back, 2 pretty sizable pass interference penalties. Got him into field. They got into field goal range with like 60 yards of pass interference penalties. So, first catch versus pick.
So what? Remind me.
Brandon Cooks.
I know what the play. What was the call on the field?
Interception on the field. Kept it that way after review.
In the moment, I didn't have a problem with it. But then the next day, we see something very similar. in the Rams game, which I'm sure we'll touch on, and it's called The Complete Opposite Way. Um, it makes me wonder if the night before had any impact on that Devontae Adams play. Um, I ain't have a problem with it not being. I don't know.
It's tough, man.
It's
such a
I can
difficult-
see it both going one way. You got to be consistent with both. If it weren't for the Devontae Adams play the next night, I don't think we're even.
Yeah,
There's controversy, but it's not as big of a deal.
watching it in fast motion, I thought it was a pick, mainly because in my mind, it was just like he tried to catch it, he bobbled it as he tumbled over, it fell into the
Mhm.
Broncos player's arms. Watching replay, that's not really what happened. They're look at like all the screenshots here, like
Yeah.
that's tough that's a pick.
Yeah.
He has full possession. He's both knees are on the ground. He's lying on the ground, and then he just rips it away. Tough to call that a pick. I got to be honest. I don't envy the ref's position. I understand why they kept it on the field, but like even this one, like
Yeah. That's
tough. It's tough.
it's brutal.
I to be honest with you, I think that one I'm less upset about just because I think it was just a freak play that is incredibly close, and I kind of agree with them that on the field I thought it was a pick.
Yeah.
So I understand why they called it on the field, and then obviously the stupid rule in the NFL because there wasn't enough, they had to keep it.
Mhm.
I was more upset with the pass interference calls.
Yeah.
I can tell you the first pass interference call was one of the worst I've seen.
Yeah.
That one was not the bomb. That one was like a 15, 20 yard, which is not insignificant, obviously. But it was, I mean, the defender did absolutely nothing, and it was called a pass interference. The second one had more of a case, in my opinion. He kind of like restricted his arm, but like to me, it wasn't really enough, and he like freed his arm fairly quickly. So like when the ball landed, he had both arms there, like he had the chance to catch the ball. I don't know, but at the end of the day, I'm just so sick and tired of a fantastic playoff football game between the arguably the best NFL quarterback, the reigning MVP, and Josh Allen, and stud defense with a young quarterback who's coming in and he's trying, and they're the 1 seed, and they're trying to. And Denver's as good of a playoff atmosphere as you'll find in the NFL, and if the game is back and forth, and it's fantastic, and it's 30-30, it's high scoring, it's got everything you want. And what's our conversation? Was it a catch? Was that PI? That sucks.
Exactly.
That absolutely sucks. And I would have loved. Obviously, maybe if they swallow those two flags, maybe we're doing the same thing, and we're like, "How did they not call that?"
Yeah, exactly.
But I really would have preferred they didn't call it. I would have. I think they were both just NFL football plays that decided a football game that probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but obviously, they went ahead and called him, and Josh Allen is bowing out of the playoffs. And Jarrett Stidham will be quarterbacking the host of the AFC Championship game.
Crazy
stuff. Obviously, as NFL fans know, that does not automatically mean they're going to bow out. Just ask Nick Foles.
Yeah.
But on Saturday night,
speaking of Nick Foles, you had to see his tweet.
Yes.
He belongs in the Twitter Hall of Fame or X Hall of Fame.
Fantastic tweet talking about backup quarterback. Where have I seen that before?
Yeah.
Where have I seen that?
It was elite.
Yeah. So, but on Saturday night, Seahawks 49ers divisional matchup.
Before we dive into that, can we talk about this craziness that has been happening in the Bills front office?
Meaning?
They're first firing Sean McDermott.
Yep.
And then their GM and like owner in the press conference just obliterating Keon Coleman for no reason.
See, I didn't see this.
Yeah,
I didn't see
basically, to keep a long story short, both of them just came out and was like, yeah, Sean McDermott wanted Keon Coleman, and
Don't tell me that.
and we didn't want him. He has been basically terrible for our
Brutal, man.
team.
That's
And that and everyone, so they must have been on Hard Knocks or something, because people found footage of them being like, yeah, I'm so glad he dropped, that's our guy.
Oh,
So
man.
it's a fun little Twitter world in the Bills Mafia right now.
Gotta scapegoat somebody. Huh?
And like there was really no need. Like,
no,
let's be honest.
None.
Keon Coleman was what, late first rounder, second rounder.
Yep.
If he was a top 15 pick, I'm like, okay, yeah. If he kind of had a crappy year, but like you can't expect a guy that's late first, early second.
I just like, what's wrong with, we thank Sean for his contribution.
Like,
he's been here for the past, I don't know, 8 years or so. We're franchise is moving in a different direction, but we thank him for his efforts towards our organization.
It's that easy.
Really that easy.
Is that easy?
I mean, throwing a young player like that under the bus is bananas.
Yeah.
So I mean, that'll be.
Well, yeah. If you haven't watched that, go
some
check
interesting
that out.
candidates, by the way.
Yeah.
My favorite of which is Brian Dable.
Yeah.
Interviewed for the head coaching job. Their last two offensive coordinators, Joe Brady and Brian Dable, both interviewed.
Yeah. Obviously,
Joe Brady was the acting offensive coordinator on the team this year. So it'll be interesting to see where they go. But on Saturday night, Sam.
Yeah.
The NFC West matchup. I guess the all NFC West matchup, because 3 of the 4 teams left in the NFC were from the West. Seahawks, 49ers. I guess just domination. Is that all I have to say?
I have no notes for this game.
None.
To be honest.
I mean, it was just, San Francisco had nothing going on. And it's not even like Darnold threw for 124 yards and a touchdown. He was perfectly fine. They had one of the coolest plays, a leadoff kick return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That always rocks. Vibes of Devin Hester, obviously, in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Rashid Shaheed was the one who brought it back. What a deadline acquisition for the Seahawks. But they look damn good, man.
Yeah.
They look damn good. Kenneth Walker ran for $116 and 3 touchdowns. They got whatever the heck they wanted.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know what it is with the Seahawks this year, but I feel like nobody has been talking about them all year. And they have just been win after win after win.
It was kind of a late when they're like, hey, the Seahawks, by the way, they can still get the 1 seed, and they just kept winning, and they just kept winning, and they just kept winning. Then obviously the big game against San Francisco to end the season, where you're like, hey, the Seahawks win this, they can be the 1 seed.
Yeah.
They obviously did win. And now we're talking about them because they're the 1 seed. But it was definitely a late conversation.
Yeah.
Within the ranks of the NFL. But man, do they look good.
So yeah.
That defense. The job, is it Mike McDonald? Mike McDonald, I think is his name.
I think so.
The job he's done, obviously, he was the defensive coordinator, longtime defensive coordinator for the Ravens, or before he moved on to Seattle. So obviously, the Ravens have had some pretty good defenses in there as well. So he knows how to coach a defense. They were phenomenal. Seattle looks dang good. That's all I can say. Yeah,
no doubt about that.
That's all I can say. So then we're moving on Sunday afternoon in Foxborough. The Texans come to town in the snow. And oh boy. Now, we have to be fair to CJ Stroud because Josh Allen did also not play well. But oh boy, did CJ Stroud look bad.
CJ Stroud was horrible.
He looked bad.
It might be time to start having the conversation of one of the biggest fall-offs. I mean, the thing with Josh Allen's not wanting to compare, but I'm going to
compare.
I'm going
compare.
to.
Let's compare.
Josh Allen was at least had it wasn't CJ Stroud level bad. I
It-
mean, 2 of CJ Stroud's picks were him running around in circle and just kind of tossing it up in the air to avoid a sack.
Yep, correct. And even like Josh Allen's picks, we're having these conversations like probably was a catch. But
Yeah.
wasn't a pick.
Yeah.
That's obvious. And Stroud is the exact opposite, where he threw about 15 balls that could have been intercepted, tipped to no one, dropped.
Mhm.
Receivers playing defense to try and prevent a pick. I believe he fumbled like 3 or 4 times and lost only 1 or 2. A lot of turnover worthy plays from CJ Stroud. I don't know if it's things like if it's the schedule, if it's there's tape on him now, if there is what it is, if they for some reason took away resources on that offense and diverted to the defense, because that defense is insane, by the way. They were very good in this game as well. There's only so much you can do. But the offense is brutal.
They're horrible.
Brutal. And that's the only, I guess, I don't want to say saving grace, but like the only caveat I would say to the Stroud performance is that the offense as a whole is bad. So like the offensive line is bad. They didn't have obviously Tank Dell like broke his leg last year or something, and Nico Collins in this game.
They're missing pieces.
They're missing pieces. Their offensive line is bad, but there's a way to do it with all those problems and come away being like, man, Stroud did all he could.
Yeah.
That Texans did all they could. Just too many injuries, too many. And then what we got today, which was 6 turnovers. Oh, I'm trying to find how many fumbles. So he threw 4 picks. He threw 4 picks. I don't know if he fumbled or not, but anyway, the 4 turnovers at a minimum, probably even more, and about 15 more turnover-worthy plays is not how you leave that game thinking, man, Stroud did all he could.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and honestly, the only reason this game was close was because the Texans have the best defense. They are so good. Obviously, headlined by Will Anderson. They were incredible. They were put in a lot of situations that New England could have probably put up 40 in this one. While the score doesn't look that way, if you watched it, it could have been a lot worse. And for New England, I wasn't overly impressed with them either. They just had better situations, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I don't think Drake, like leaving that, I wasn't like, wow, Drake May's going to go and win the AFC. Just because I don't think he played all that well. I think he had, definite turnovers. He had a pick.
Yeah.
He had some turnover-worthy plays. I think his problem may have been the fumbles.
Yeah.
Drake May, 4 fumbles, lost 2.
Yeah.
I don't think CJ Stroud fumbled, so I take that back. But he had 4 picks. Drake May had lost 2 fumbles and had a pick, fumbled 4 times. So quarterback play was sloppy. But at the end of the day, New England's offense was just overall better, had the 1 less turnover, and Drake May was just like a little bit better.
Yeah,
a little bit better. So New England gets this win at home, and that sets up straight from like 2016, 2015, Broncos Patriots, Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Obviously, this go around, Jared Stidham versus Drake May. Really interesting stuff there in the AFC. But then on Sunday night, the what's the right word here? The finale, I guess.
Yeah.
The finale. Bears Rams, freezing cold, snowy, back and forth. Goes to overtime thanks to some Caleb Williams heroics.
Insane.
But at the end of the day, an errant throw by Caleb Williams coupled with, I would argue, a very lazy route by DJ Moore
100%
led to an overtime turnover, and the Rams win the game.
Yeah. Yeah, this game was awesome. It seemed that it was just back and forth all game. But I honestly think experience kind of won out
Yep, I totally agree.
in the grand scheme of things. I mean, Matthew Stafford, we rave about him. He just has that it factor that he's proved time and time again, and
This whole team did.
why he's one of the best and to ever do it in our lifetime at least. But honestly, Tanner, I thought this wasn't gonna be a game.
Kind of with you.
The way the Bears came out last game, I was just kind of expecting, okay, Rams gonna that was fun, Chicago, but
Here come the big
here
dogs.
come the big dogs. And I've been a critic of Caleb Williams. So I think y'all all know that. He seems to be legit. Obviously, had some struggles in this game, had 3 picks. But if you would have told me at the beginning of the season when Caleb Williams wasn't looking that great, that he'd lead them to an overtime loss against the Rams, I'd have been shocked as a 2 seed, especially.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I mean, it's heartbreaking if you're a Bears fan. That play has. I mean, obviously they ended up winning this game. That play would have been, framed in Bears lore.
Yeah.
Obviously not anymore. I mean,
it still might be.
Yeah, it may still be, but it lessens the luster a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's. I just can't. Everything I'm thinking about the Bears right now is positive. Caleb Williams has it. Like you said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's going to be perennial MVP. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's the best quarterback in the league. But I am going to sit here and tell you is that he's a gamer. It's just who he is. It's in his DNA. I'm going to sit here and tell you that Ben Johnson is a gamer. There's no bigger critic of Dan Campbell than me. And Ben Johnson, who's a first-time head coach, might I add, had a few Dan Campbell-esque fourth down things that I probably wouldn't have done. Didn't work out for him. But at the end of the day, he's a leader. He's a winner. And it's no coincidence that in year 1 with Ben Johnson, they are leaps and bounds better than they were with Eberflus. Now, however, is when the going gets tough. Now is when you make your money because you surprised everyone. You're not a surprise anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone says they're young. They'll be back. Ask the damn Lions when they lost in the NFC Championship game to the 49ers. They'll be back. 3 years later, haven't been back.
Mm-hmm.
Sports don't work that way. So it's anytime you lose a game like this, it's going to be tough because, we'll be back. Well, you were there. You just didn't. You didn't do enough to win. But it's really hard. Even though you acknowledge those things, I feel like it's really hard to not come away with this season, this game, all of it as an overwhelming positive for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's that. I mean, the Rams, I don't know what they just, like you said, it wasn't their best game. Obviously, I don't know if the cold make it harder to swallow for the Bears that their defense played well in this game.
Yeah.
Their defense is not good. They played well in this game. Held the Rams at 20 points. Wasn't enough. But with Matt Stafford, I go back to that championship run, that game against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is roaring back. He throws one of the most clutch throws I've seen, up there with Manning to Manningham in the Super Bowl, right in Cooper Kupp's bucket to set him up. He's just as clutch as it gets. He is. And when the game gets down inside 2 minutes into overtime, I don't know if there's someone I'd rather have than Matt Stafford. He's just that. He's just that dude.
Yeah, he was incredible down the stretch. I mean, got passed short to Parkinson, who came out of nowhere. It seemed like for 15 yards in the OT, then to Devontae Adams,
which was just that specific
insane
play, that throw and catch. I mean, that throw is unbelievable. That catch is that was one of the it was an unbelievable link up between two unbelievable talents. doing unbelievable things.
Yeah. And then throwing it again to Puka for another 16 yards, running a couple plays, and then setting up for the Mevis.
What was that? Like 3 for 3 for like 50 yards
Yeah.
on the last drive. Just like money.
Yeah.
Absolute money.
He was incredible. We're definitely a Matt Stafford podcast on this this show. Quarterback that doesn't get enough shine as he should for how elite he is and how long he's been elite. I mean, we all remember those poor days with the Lions when he first started out. That duo of him and Calvin Johnson, one of the funnest football you could watch, and then reviving his career late with guys like Cooper Kupp a couple years ago, and then of course now Devontae and Puka. I mean, he's a winner, and there's no doubt about it.
And in all likelihood, the MVP of the league.
Yeah.
So, it's like we're not trying to. Rams weren't tremendous, and their offense wasn't tremendous. I expected their offense to be better, but when push come to shove, Stafford is as clutch as it gets. But now they have a tall task ahead of them. They got to go to Seattle.
Yeah.
Obviously, they played some pretty awesome games throughout the year, so it'll be really interesting. And all NFC West, NFC Championship game. Obviously, we mentioned Patriots, Broncos in the AFC. So, obviously, next week we will be here to recap those games and talk about who's going to the Super Bowl. But anything else kind of on the divisional round? Any of those games you want to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I think we just about covered them all. I think the only thing worth talking about here is there has been a few head coach resolutions.
Yeah.
The big ticket item, John Harbaugh.
Yep.
Going to the Giants.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yep.
We talked about
not
that.
Surprising
Not
at all.
surprising at all. An interesting stat floating around from that, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it.
Mm-mm.
Do you know that a Super Bowl winning head coach has never gone on to win another with another team?
Really? Interesting.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Worth noting. Sometimes they don't always work. We had an awesome quote from Tom Coughlin, by the way. I don't know if you saw this.
No, I didn't.
I got to pull it up. But Tom Coughlin, Giants head coach, who during those two Super Bowl runs, Giants franchise legend. Where is he said? It's good podcasting.
Oh yeah.
This is good podcasting. Sorry, everyone. Tom Coughlin quote. I just now hope it's not. I didn't get like Sentinel or something. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. He said. They asked Tom Coughlin about what he thought about John Harbaugh, and his quote was, "Pardon my French, get your ass down there to Baltimore."
Oh.
He made it very clear.
Oh.
He wanted the Giants to hire John Harbaugh.
Interesting.
So, endorsed by Tom Coughlin. Pretty good hire, obviously.
Yeah.
A great spot for him to land.
Yep.
What else happened? There was
Stefanski
to the Falcons.
Yeah.
There was Robert Saleh gets another try.
It's the Titans.
Yeah. Robert Saleh gets another try with the Titans. Obviously, he did wonders with San Francisco's defense.
Yeah.
Something's right with him in a San Francisco get up on the sideline. So I fully expect, obviously, also the Titans are kind of a dumpster fire. I fully expect him to be fired in 2 years and be their defensive coordinator again.
Yeah.
Not that I'm rooting for that. It's just how these things go.
And then Dolphins.
Yes, the Dolphins. Jeff Hafley, right?
Yeah.
Kind of one out of nowhere. Hafley, I remember when he left. He was Boston College's head coach. Left that to be DC of the Packers. Then Boston College went and hired Bill O'Brien, I believe,
Yeah.
former NFL head coach. But then spent a couple of years, and now he's the head coach of Miami. Interesting hire. Can't say I saw that one coming.
Yeah.
But, obviously we'll see how it goes. And
Yeah.
that leaves what? Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
Baltimore hired somebody.
Oh, they did.
They did. They hired
It's been a rough week.
Jesse Minter.
That's right. I did see that.
Yeah, I think
He's
there
got
was
a
like
hot name.
there's like 4. He was the Chargers DC. So interesting hire for sure.
Yep. So Jesse Minter goes to Baltimore. That's right. So vacant is what, the Browns?
Yes. Browns, Bills.
Browns, Bills.
Nope. Dolphins we just talked about.
Dolphins made a hire. So Browns, Bills, Falcons made a hire. Can't just be Browns, Bills. Oh, Cardinals.
Cardinals. Steelers. So yeah.
Steelers. So
yeah.
Still some vacancies to go around. Other notables. Mike McDaniel, Chargers OC, I believe.
I believe that's been
Chargers
finalized.
OC. So decent landing spot for him. I think he and Harbaugh can make some magic. Brian Flores.
Yep.
Obviously noteworthy to me, signed extension to stay with Minnesota. I think it's one of those where I think really the only team that's interviewed him is Pittsburgh, which is where he spent a year after the Miami fiasco. So that's always possible that he's the head coach of the Steelers. But I believe indication is that if he doesn't get the head coaching job, he has a brand new extension, brand new contract with the Vikings, and will be back as a defensive coordinator. There.
Yeah. So Mike McDaniel is officially the Chargers OC. So
officially,
it'll be interesting to see what he does out there. I mean, him with Herbert.
Yeah, that's. You have a leader type head coach. Yeah, you have a young stud quarterback. And it's hard to see how it doesn't work, but obviously stranger things have happened in the NFL. So
yeah, absolutely.
So, but that's that's kind of the update on the coaching carousel. Got anything else before we wrap the episode?
I don't think so.
Perfect. Yeah, we're at 52 minutes now, Sam. It was a pretty good episode. A lot of football to talk about. Obviously, the conclusion of the college football season. Third in a row for the Big Ten. Indiana, the greatest turnaround at a very minimum in college sports history from Kurt Cignetti and Indiana football. Yeah. Incredible stuff from them. And then, obviously, we got a nice little slate in front of us in the conference championship games. Jared Stidham and co-hosting, as we all expected, and then the all NFC matchup, or NFC West matchup, in the NFC. So, but make sure to follow the podcast at X, Instagram, and TikTok at crunchtime_pod. If you're watching this right now, just click the logo in the corner and hit subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube. Obviously, the replay will be available on our channel, Crunch Time, with the N326 duo. But the clock has run out on this episode, and we'll see you in the next one on Crunch Time.
Yeah.